guys, we talked about, people getting on base and improving that with Pagani and Cabrera. Let's talk about power for 1 second. Obviously, this team does not have a lot of power hitters. They chose not to re-sign Carlos Beltran. Now, last year, he was played for the Giants in 44 games. With the Giants, this just is with the Giants stats. He had 323 with 7 homers, 18 RBIs, and he had 369 on base percentage. That's pretty good, especially for 44 games. Was it the right move to let Beltran go, Dave?
No, it was the right move. I don't think Giants fans even cared that Giants never signed Beltran, because mainly Beltran didn't even bring that spark the Giants needed to carry him into the postseason. And yes, he did get hurt. He hurt his wrist, I believe, and he missed those 2 weeks. That's caused difference. Because after he came back from that wrist, swollen wrist,
he tore it up.
Yeah, he tore it up, but it was against the lesser teams. I mean, it was during that period, in August,
garbage time,
and in the middle of the summer, and Beltran, and then I heard, by in articles by the Chronicle, that he was kind of distant from the players. He was just, and even the extent of his injury, like he would just, in other words, suck it up. So, I think it was probably for the best not to overpay Beltran. Bottom line is he didn't help us get to the playoffs. We traded a good prospect.
We traded our #1 pitching prospect.
It's just time to move on.
Well, I read online yesterday that John Shea came out with that actually the Giants did offer Beltran a 2-year deal. It just wasn't for as much as the Cardinals offered him, so he went with the Cardinals. Brian, would you like to see the Giants bring back Beltran?
I'd love to, but
Okay, fine.
you also got to remember his knee situation too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors. I mean, if he had gotten hurt those 2 weeks, for the Giants and spent that time in the stimulus, I mean, who knows what would have happened? Then you wasted not only you wasted rental player, you get a rental player, you get a pitcher prospect for one rental player.
Right.
That's almost like the same thing years ago when the Red Sox had to either picked up Danny Darwin or Larry Anderson for the Red Sox in late August for unknown first baseman.
See, what did I tell you? Trivia king, ladies and gentlemen. I told you.
Or I'm gonna do one better.
He's got another one, folks.
Or when, and I think that was a controversial trade because Bagwell gets Rookie of the Year in '91 with the Astros.
Right, the Red Sox trade with the Astros.
Where then well, he's not in. He's not in there yet, but he mentioned
that's a discussion for our next show.
But then we also look at when the Blue Jays ended up getting David Cohn for the Mets. This is when you still can make trades. No, when Cole got him for the trade.
We don't want to list trades for 20 minutes here, okay?
I'm going to make it short, simple. The point. Okay. The Blue Jays get David Cohn for the Mets for a second baseman named Jeff Kent.
Yeah,
that's good. It ended up being a good trade because Cohn was there in the pitching, picking up those 2 big wins against the A's in the '92 league.
Okay, I want to have a vote right here. I want to have a vote right here now. Raise your hand if you think I should just hand my trivia belt over to Brian right now.
No.
No.
All right. I'm just making. Well, the point is, I think looking back at the trade, the Giants did give up a little too much because they ended up getting Wheeler. But after they took that series in Philadelphia, the Giants.
That was it. They took 2 out of 3 in Philly and went downhill from there. Exactly. Except maybe late in the season when they won 8 in a row, but I don't think it was too late. Ben, Beltran, should they have kept him?
If the price was right, then yeah.
Well, like Bob Barker says, if the price was right, but Bob Barker said
it's Drew Carey now. Bob Barker's gone. Drew Carey's hosting the price is right.
Drew Carey, or Bob Barker, the great line in the movie, in that movie.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore with Adam Sandler.
Right.
When the
price is wrong.
He said price is wrong, and he got beat up by Bob Barker.
Yeah, all right. Well, no, the thing is, for me, just if I could give my opinion on this, if that's okay.
No.
No.
Next topic.
No, I would have liked to see the Giants give Beltran another shot, just because. Number one, they did give up the #1 pitching prospect for him. They gave up Zach Wheeler. So it's really hard to give up your top prospect for a rental player. And that's what they basically did. We read on Beltran's stats. When he wasn't hurt, he was pretty solid for the Giants. Like I said, this isn't a team that needs a lot of power, just guys who can drive the ball to the gap. Beltran, he's been on winning teams. He's a veteran. Plus, we gave up a #1 pitch prospect. I think the Giants will miss Beltran. I would have liked, I mean, we'll see what happens, obviously, but I would have liked to see the Giants bring him back. That's just my thought. I would have liked to see him come back.
I see some stuff on YouTube on Zach Wheeler. He's throwing.
Is he?
The last year after that trade was made, he's throwing the heat down there for the Mets system.
Okay, well, talking about improving. No, Pat, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
I'm not sure I like the trade to begin with when they got Beltran. When it looked like a season that is almost, you know, of course I like to see them do whatever they can to contend. But in a season that looked like they just weren't going to contend, you know, Wheeler was a big player to give up.
Let me ask you something.
It's a moot point. It's a moot point, but okay.
I mean, about that. What if Posey hadn't got hurt? Do the Giants still make that trade for Carlos Beltran?
I think probably not.
Probably not. Probably not. Although here's the question. Here's the question. Here's one. Would you, after knowing that what was going to happen, would you have gotten Hunter Pence instead of Carlos Beltran?
I would have. Oh, sure. I mean, he's going to cost you more.
Here's the problem. He's going to cost more. He would have cost more, a lot more than Zach Wheeler. We've had to give up Gary Brown and a bunch of other players too. Okay, so yeah, I would have to wrap up Beltran. I am concerned a little about the power, but I would have liked to see the Giants resign Carlos Beltran.